down to this. An elimination game for the first time in this regional on the way. Let's take a look at the Arizona State starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. And Tanya Wendell yesterday, she had the go-ahead RBI double against San Diego State, but unfortunately her team couldn't finish out that game, but she'll be batting cleanup today on that 4 spot for Arizona State.
Well, and moving Acuna up to the leadoff spot, batted 7th last night, just a look to her to kind of ignite the spark and really get them going. Had a big base hit yesterday, and
yeah, I don't think it's any surprise about who they're going to see in the circle. Malaya Johnson, who's pitched over 200 innings, was the pitcher yesterday, got the start, and here she is getting the start again today for UC Santa Barbara.
She's been a rock for them. You look at the amount of innings pitched on the year, she has thrown over 51% of those innings. So for her to go with the same kind of demeanor that she approached UCLA, I mean that. Yeah, some big hits happened, and I did say throughout the broadcast, I'm sure she wished she could get a pitch back or two. Solo shots are okay. It's when you give up the 3-run home runs that you start to kind of see that on the scoreboard.
So she'll start with Yaya Acuna. A good sign, sending the first pitch strike. This Arizona State program trying to get back to the Arizona State of old, a program that was feared, a program that has been to the Women's College World Series 12 times and won 2 national championships. And Megan Bartlett in her 3rd season has made great strides this year in doing that. The step one was just getting back to the tournament, so they're here for the first time since 2022. Loves this class and what they've been able to do as a young team.
Well, and her true recruits. Yeah, when you start to get in the ones that you kind of put all the blood, sweat, and tears into to want to make them Sun Devils, and then they're there, it's cool to see those freshmen and how much they've been able to really step up and have the programs back this year.
Look at Malaya Johnson coming out with a strikeout.
Well, that was a pitch yesterday, Courtney, that she wasn't able to really get called for a strike. This is her screwball on the outside part of the plate. Listen, let's go. If you can get that location, I dig it, because strike zones have been smaller a lot this year, so haven't been able to really sometimes work half the ball off the plate, so I love that for her.
Speaking of the youth for Arizona State, this is a key piece right here. Tiare Hoching, who they are going to build this defense and this team around, a Long Beach, California native. They just love everything about her. When you look at Malaya Johnson, she's got a few pitches to choose from.
Yes, she does. She can spread the zone all different ways, has that curveball she throws majority of the time, that screwball, that changeup at 16%. That really was the pitch that we saw her throw against UCLA quite a bit, but more so when she was down in count. She was using that to get herself back in. So those 2-0 counts, those 1-0 counts, 2-1, 3-1, which at times hitters aren't really sitting change, and there's a prime example right there. And I like that lower half of the zone. I love it. I'm excited over here. I'm here for it. Let's go. Let's go.
2-2. Hard hit, bounces right past Taya Banks at short. Tiare Hoching on with a hit.
When any balls that are bouncing right in front of home plate, we saw it in the game prior, just the dirt and how much giddy up and carry they have, and this extra hop here really just gets on Banks real quick.
That is her first hit of the tournament, her first career NCAA tournament hit. She was 0-for-3 last night. Now Ashley Mejia, fair ball. Does advance the runner, but now 2 down. And Tommy Wendell, the transfer from Utah Tech, we told you last night against San Diego State, 2 for 3. Go-ahead RBI double. Leads them hitting .373 on the year. Last season, 369 in her first season at Arizona State. Also led him in hits with 52. She's got 62 this year. Part of a Sun Devil offense that has taken a nice step this season. Remember last year, they didn't make the tournament, but they were just decimated with injuries.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, the first 3 weeks of the season, they lost not their top pitcher, but their top 2 pitchers.
You know, in this game, no pitching, no bueno. You have to be able to have someone that can carry some type of the load. You look at Kenzie Brown, finally healthy and back, and just what she's been able to do. I mean, she's a specimen. Someone that has that many strikeouts, third in the nation. Pretty incredible. You have to talk about it. And then on the flip side, with Johnson in the circle here for UCSB, like to just kind of have that old school mentality of just taking a good chunk of the innings and always being that rock for them. Obviously, there's some help, but she carries a big load.
Full count here, Wendell. Second. And for the second time early on in this ballgame, Malaya Johnson's got herself a K.
Owning the inner half, Malaya Johnson going with the curveball, in on the hands. See you later.
UC Santa Barbara starting lineup brought to you by Capital One. In that 2 spot, Giselle Mejia, the right fielder. Their leader in average, in hits, in doubles, and just a freshman doing that. In fact, leads the nation in freshman doubles. They're going to be facing somebody who they got to see a lot of last night if they were watching that second game. Kinsey Brown is back in the circle, struck out 13 last night, but gave up back-to-back solo home runs in the 7th inning, and Arizona State ended up losing that game.
Yeah, 278 strikeouts, third in the nation, in that 1.36 ERA. She's experienced for sure, and this is definitely a game where she's going to be given the ball with Arizona State's backs up against the wall, being back in the regional first time since 2022.
And both programs, their season comes down to this game. This is an elimination game. Loser is going home. The winner will play again tonight against San Diego State in another elimination game. Jazzy Santos leading off. Second pitch for Santos. Tiny Window calling everybody off. She's got it covered in left field. How about UC Santa Barbara? First conference title. They had to win 6 straight elimination games to win the Big West. The first year the Big West has had a softball tournament. And because they did that, Joe Evans' program is into the tournament just for the 4th time.
Yeah, a lot of fight from this group. Dropping game 1 and then being able to come back and battle 6 in a row. I mean, that kind of allows for you to see this regional, and dropping yesterday of what the road is like to get to that regional final. You have to kind of channel the energy of what they went through in that conference tournament.
1,380 career wins for Joe Evans. She's taken 2 different programs to the Women's College World Series, Utah and Texas A&M. 2 balls, no strikes to Giselle Mejia. And I mean, she told us we want to do this for our seniors. We've got 7 seniors on this roster. 7 seniors that bought in when Joe Evans took over. She told the entire team, you have my trust from day one. You don't have to do anything to earn it. Now, you can lose it, but right now, I trust you. I hope that you can trust me.
And you got to work on it to keep it, right? You got to work on that relationship. I love that she, reached out to those seniors before she even set foot on campus and had conversations with them on the phone to start to kind of bridge that relationship. Because it is sometimes hard when you get this new coach that comes in and you're a senior, junior, you're used to kind of this different way. Sometimes you don't take to a new coach well. But that is not the vibe of this group. They've been loving Coach Joe Evans. They loved talking about her, and I think you could say the same on the flip side.
And Kenzie Brown loved getting this strikeout early.
Yeah, down in the zone, which changes the eyes of someone like Mejia. She's gone upstairs.
Now shortstop Taya Banks. If you're in Kenzie Brown's shoes, you give up those 2 solo home runs last night. How eager are you to get the ball back and get back in the circle?
Yeah, you want to go out and definitely redeem yourself. I think it's frustrating at times. That can be the hardest part about being a pitcher. Laying your head down on the pillow, thinking about that, right? It's such a tough position at times to be in because you have to live and die with that ball leaving your hand, and they were up. And then for that to happen, couple home runs and her team not able to get back in it and you lose, you kind of feel this sense of responsibility, like it's my fault. But that comes with the territory. That's why you put in the work. That's why she's the workhorse she is and stays in Tempe in the summer and is grinding in the weight room and doing all the things because you have to be able to level out maybe the losses. Those are the things you look back on.
Taya Banks will reach on the free pass. So 2 down with a runner on for Alicia Costa. And Kenzie Brown, a player that didn't play last year. She was out with an injury, a tendon issue in her foot, had ankle reconstruction a week before the season, and has really been dealing with some lingering effects of that. Didn't see her get the start in the semifinal game in the Big 12 championship. But, I mean, Megan Bartlett told us coming into the regional, she's going to have to be ready to throw back-to-back days.
Well, if you lose today, you're done, right? So it comes down to that mentality as well. I mean, she's going to need help. She's not going to be able to throw this one, the next one, and 2 tomorrow. Like, you have to be able to have help, but this game is so important, right? To not only continue to keep the lifeline going, but to establish some energy for your team.
And the bounce back there after walking a batter, she gets her 2nd strikeout of the inning.
And Kenzie Brown is feeling it when she's able to get swings and misses on a pitch like this out of the zone. It's special, and it's something that continues to keep her going day in and day out. And she doesn't mind the weather, she said. UC Santa Barbara.
Yeah, the lifestyle in California.
Yeah,
great. Less humidity than College Station, Texas. 5, 6, and 7 coming up for Arizona State. Malia Johnson, 2 strikeouts in that first inning.
And being able to jump ahead hitters, I think that really is going to be the plan of attack for the pitchers today. It's like, I'm going to establish the strike zone. What pitches am I going to be able to get? And then you want to work kind of your strikeout pitch or your pitch where you're going to utilize the defense.
Samantha Swan watches that one come in. Swan was the MVP of that win over Oklahoma State, the Big 12 tournament last weekend. Reached for it. Deep shot. Retreating back is Alexa Sams.
A good piece by Sam Swans. Is able to stay on time with that changeup and takes it to the wall, which she was. She was clutch. Had a home run off of Ruby Malin in that Big 12 opening game.
And now Kelsey Hall, a sixth-year player who's gone through 4 knee surgeries, 2 ACL tears, just battled to get back. To just play softball, not even back to the NCAA tournament, to just pick up a bat.
Yeah, that's a different grind with 4 knee surgeries, like just the rehab and mentally being so tough throughout all of that.
She's actually been here to a regional at UCLA before when she was at Fresno State, but she was injured, so didn't play. Started at Fresno State, then Boise State, and now Arizona State. Tore her ACL the last day of the regular season last year. Affectionately known as Grandma by the team. Being a 6th-year player,
I'd be proud of that.
Picked up her 200th career hit yesterday against the Aztecs, 1 for 2 with an RBI.
About the offensive piece, they talked about Coach Bloomer and just the confidence that he has really been able to instill in this offense coming in. He has been a game changer, Coach Bartlett said, for this group.
Yeah, and Kelsey Hall said he's been a program changer for Josh Bloomer, taking over the hitting coaching duties. He's been in Arizona, South Carolina, Duke. Yeah, just the preparation. Megan Bartlett, the head coach, told us that he takes in so much data. There's Coach Bloomer, and he's got a great way of figuring out how to funnel that to the players because they don't need everything that's out there. There is so much data out there and information right now for hitters.
Is there? Yeah, of course, yes, it's too much.
It says the picture. Ball is caught going over to second. AJ Murphy trying to take second. And she will.
We've seen Coach Joe Evans make her way out to just try to have a conversation about that situation, but wondering if Malaya Johnson was outside of the circle maybe with her back turned, and if a pitcher's not in the circle, I mean, it's fair game.
So there's Kelsey Hall going off after.
They call this a backdoor Betty. You can take off before you touch the base, but usually when the ball's in the circle, it's essentially like kind of a dead ball. You can't go, but if she's not back on the base.
So Joe Evans talking to our umpiring crew about this play. We're going to stick with what's happening here. AJ Murphy is at second.
So when we were at Washington, we were actually taught to do the backdoor Betty. So you see AJ Murphy, she's walking slow back to first base, just peeking, looking, seeing that second base is vacant. No one's there. And if no one is at second base and you haven't touched first, you're not dead. You can go and go backdoor Betty. Referencing the Huskies a little bit.
Yeah.
I think I had a backdoor Betty. One stolen base in my career, and I'm
Really?
proud of that.
Wow.
Yeah. Couldn't replay review it though.
Just when you think you've seen it all.
Amen. Well played. Well played.
Daniel Orr and the backdoor Betty. Two-time National Player of the Year.
Yes. Say that.
Aiden Allen up now with a runner in scoring position.
And those are pitches you have to connect with. If you're Aiden Allen, I mean, yeah, it probably has a little bit of spin, but that's down the heart of the plate. Those are pitches you want to be able to get back to crush. I love that curveball by Johnson. A little bit out for sure, and that's going to be really the difference maker for her. If she's able to continue to spin that through the zone, but maybe just a little bit more. I'm not going to say over the plate because I just can't say it, but that's the competitive pitch. The way that ball fouls off, you know that it's spinning through the zone. Don't want to leave it if you're a hitter. But now those outside pitches, the back-to-back, kind of opens up the screwball in the inner half, which we've seen her throw and be able to get for strikes.
Change of speed. Allen connects, but it rolls over to Santos, who takes care of business. So Arizona State's going to leave a runner in scoring position. No score. And is so excited about the youth that they've brought in, their first recruiting class coming in, of course, in their third season. That's the natural timeline for that. And a month ago, she had a conversation with her team about what it was going to take to make the postseason. And that was an open conversation. Hey, this is our goal. We need to hit this many wins. We need to beat these teams. And they responded to that. And here they are. One of 5 teams for the Big 12.
And I feel like constantly having the conversations about that, if that's where you want your program to go and elevate it, you have to continue to keep talking goals day in and day out and hold them to that standard. And I think being able to get better every single day, knowing, hey, let's go, we got to win this game. This is the amount of games we need to win to be able to get into the postseason.
And that Oklahoma State win was so important for them. Yeah, I mean, it was a full team win. The ladies told us nobody shied away from the pressure of facing Oklahoma State, a program that is constantly at the Women's College World Series.
Well, and Ruby Malin's tough. She's up there, top 10 pitcher in the country. She's hard to hit, and they just continued to find a way. I mean, Sam Swan was exceptional, had that solo shot that got him on the board, and it's almost like they just kind of continued to pass the bat and close ball game. Little 3-0 change.
Coming into Alexa Sam's left fielder. Struck out 2 in the first inning. AJ Murphy readjusting to field that. Well, the Women's College World Series returning to Oklahoma City. Action begins Thursday, May 29th at noon Eastern. That's a week from Thursday.
Whoa.
I know, just let that soak in for a second. For more information on the 2025 Women's College World Series, go to NCAA.com, the official online home for all 90 championships. Bella Fuentes lifting it to right. Ashley Mejia got it. Could not begin to guess who will be in Oklahoma City.
I know.
And I love that.
Some of these teams are going to have to fight to make it to a super. You look at the number 1 seed, Texas A&M, losing. What? Happens. Put that on the chaos checklist, you know? It's mayhem. to him. She was clutch in that game yesterday. Had the solo ribby against Taylor Tinsley. Was swinging big. Scored the first run of the game for them. Had such a good at bat. She's a fun freshman to watch. I love talking to her. She's so sweet. She just such a happy-go-lucky kid. You can just tell.
Got to play against one of her best friends yesterday. Can I brag, who's the shortstop for UCLA? And Dima and I went to high school together. They played high school ball, some travel ball together. Did not talk a lot this week. Rightfully so. Totally understand. One, two, three strikeouts this afternoon for Kenzie Brown.
Well, in the pitch prior, she couldn't locate the changeup for a strike. He says, hey, I'm going to go back to back. Big backwards K. You will. You love to see those pitchers that are able to log that many innings. You don't see it nearly as much anymore.
We asked her about, the recovery and rest in between. Very casual. Just like,
So she just loved massage.
Yeah.
Didn't like being touched. I'm like, man, I wish I would have taken more of, my trainer's time. Rub-a-dub-dub. I just threw, how many innings? Feel free to rub on this arm for an hour. I'm down with it. I did not take advantage of it, I tell you.
How did you recover after throwing?
They did, but it wasn't for very long, and our trainer didn't love doing it. But if you're Malaya Johnson or Kenzie Brown, I would be requesting that post-game.
And Malaya Johnson's got her third strikeout.
And spinning that curveball with a little bit of upspin onto Lewis.
Top of the order, Acuna. Strikeout to start the game against Malaya Johnson. Takes the first pitch over her head. Santos, not in time. Acuna beats it out. She's on a 5-game hit streak now.
Well, it was in the 7th spot yesterday, moved up to that leadoff spot, and this ball right up the middle. Even with fielding it cleanly by Santos, there's no way with the speed up the line.
One away, one on for Tiare Ho-Ching. And off the glove of Alicia Costa. Gets it to second in time. Ho-Ching will be safe, but Acuna back to the dugout.
This is one of those unfortunate plays, Courtney, where as a base runner, you can't go too much off the base, because if you do, you're going to get tagged out. You don't want to collide at all or touch Acosta, but unfortunately, able to get that lead out at second base, you just kind of have to tip your cap as a base runner. I'm not sure there's any other way to approach that. So like I said, you go halfway, then she's going to be able to tag you.
Ashley Mejia. Last 6 games, she's had 2 hits. 1 for 3 last night. Just a freshman. Set her school record in high school with 31 career home runs, 2nd in career walks. Big personality in the dugout. Leaves those cheers, and Ho-Ching going to second into scoring position.
asked Coach Bartlett just about Ashley Mejia. She just says how much her teammates really love her, but someone that when the moment is tough, want to win the ball game and just feel the pressure, she's the one that's able to just keep it light, keep everyone going.
It was really the first to commit for this staff and just absolutely loves the game of softball.
And loose and relaxed is how you need to be when you feel that sense of pressure. You can't try to be tense and go after it. And she feeds off of energy, but just exudes this light, fun-hearted part of the game where she's able to just rally her teammates and get them going. Right there?
I'm sure gave up.
I mean, I had to, but
I almost fell on you. I was leaning over trying to see that.
Hurt himself. We're okay. Snacks. That's all I see. Thanks for checking, Dana.
Santos bobbled it. Runner coming home. Tagged by DeMai. Keeps us a scoreless ball game.
Santos plays this just right. She has to go back on it at double hops, but she's well aware that that runner is going to continue to go home. Makes that play. Gosh, it was close. I didn't know if there was a replay review, but she out.
So they did go back and review the play at the plate, and Pittsburgh, where the centralized replay center is, did uphold the call on the field was that the runner was out. Jazzy Santos able to get it there to DeMai.
What a bang play. DeMai getting the tag right there on the arm. Listen, there's a lot at times going on with those plays at the plate with the obstruction. We saw a play get overturned last game for San Diego State and UCLA, where the run ended up being able to score because it was changed to obstruction. So as a catcher, you're really just having to respect where that leading edge of the plate is, where that runner is. There's a lot going on for the catchers.
Yeah. Dealing with the pitcher.
Yeah. I think that's the easiest part. I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, I mean, it's so important on obviously every call because we're in the tournament, and this specifically an elimination game. One of these teams, if they win, they'll play again 35 minutes after this game concludes against San Diego State. The loser is going home. UCLA is already in that regional final tomorrow. It'll be at 7:30 Eastern. You can definitely see it on ESPN Plus.
And I almost feel like this game is kind of the energizer game, right? Like if you lose the game earlier, you go San Diego State, they're sitting around and watching. We looked last year, Virginia Tech lost to UCLA and then had to sit around and then ended up losing to Grand Canyon later that night because tired, I don't know, they just didn't have the juice and Grand Canyon did, and they went on to play UCLA in the regional final and did not win. But I feel like this is such a big momentum game to be able to carry 30 minutes later right into the next one.
These teams looking to win 2 today, and then they have to beat UCLA twice tomorrow. The Bruins just need 1 win tomorrow to advance to Super Regionals. So 8-9-1 due up for UC Santa Barbara against Kinsey Brown, who has 3 strikeouts, has only allowed 1 base runner via the walk. Ainsley Waddell here. First pitch strikes and
Ainsley Waddell was a big winner in that Hawaii 8-1 game, able to have Malaya Johnson's back, give her a little bit of a break in that conference tournament. Coach Joe Evans said they would not have been able to come out of that if it wasn't for her being able to step up big in that Hawaii game.
Yeah, nothing like your only hit being a grand slam. Feel it. Last year she was the Big West Co-Freshman of the Year. Started every game.
You just see the lower half body movements are supposed to show. I mean, if that pitch was located for a strike, that's going to be a backwards K, but because she wasn't able to locate it, she's going to get another crack at it.
How about that? Back-to-back kicks.
This ball down in the zone, a little bit over the heart of the plate, but has enough wiggle down that it's hard to go down and get that.
First time Erin Mendoza has seen Kinsey Brown in the 9th spot. Mendoza, the Oregon State transfer, was a part of that Oregon State team that went to the 2022 Women's College World Series.
We actually had them in Tennessee for the regional.
Yeah, go Leafs.
Plate's a little bouncy.
Feels a little bouncy. Mendoza in her last 7 games hitting .353. Was 0 for 2 yesterday against UCLA that ended a 3-game hit streak. Rolls this one back to Brown. She'll underhand over to first. Into the top of the order for Santa Barbara we go. Jazzy Santos. Her head coach told us that she loves everything about Jazzy. She's steady. She said every coach would want to coach Jazzy Santos. Very first pitch from Kinsey Brown. Just like that, Kinsey Brown ahead 0-2.
And that's the hardest part. When you haven't seen her, and then you're swinging at that rise ball, that's quickly down 0-2, no shift, the changeup in the back pocket, can climb the ladder yet again. Someone that tends to be able to strike you out every now and again. You have to have that short-term memory and at times be able to tip your cap. How much information am I able to get from my teammates, ABs, and can I put it to good use really start to see the second time, third time through the lineup how you approach her, what adjustments you want to try to make. It's tricky, but the short-term memory, because this pitch is just filthy.
Yes, it is. 5th time today that she has struck out a UC Santa Barbara.
A full day of it.
Full day. What do you think about Malia Johnson so far, Danielle?
She's steady. She really is. And I feel like she's worked the zone really well. But to me, it's her demeanor. Courtney, when she's just able to kind of stay steady out there, she doesn't get too high, too low, it's clutch. And she's going to need to do that right here with the lead off, getting on base, dropping the bunt. This is just picture perfect. So much speed up the line.
Tanya Wendell struck out the first time up against Malia Johnson, but beautiful bunt to get her aboard. She's now had 3 hits on the weekend. Brings us to Samantha Swan.
Swan, so good behind the plate. Loved hearing Kat Osterman talk about her in the Big 12 tournament, and Kat is giving lessons, and Sam Swan is caught for those lessons and will come and try to pick Kat's brain about adjustments for pitchers and just different things to be able to help. Listen, a lot goes on for the pitcher, and I think to be able to have that battery mate that is able to come out and just kind of calm you down. We asked her what she likes to do with Kenzie Brown and what Kenzie Brown really likes. She said she wants me to tell her a joke. That's kind of what I go with. I always love a good chuckle under pressure, you know?
And just in time, Bella Fuentes. Malia Johnson did a nice job of getting out of the way. Were you a joke kind of gal from your catcher, or what did you need?
I definitely loved a good joke. Sometimes I'm the one that cracked them. This was a bang play. This was close. Mike Bartling makes the right call over there. She said maybe, but moving that runner. We saw them do this in manufacture by getting that lead off on, and then they had the sack bunt, and then they were able to come up and get the big hit, and see if they're able to do that here.
Kelsey Hall, who walked in the 2nd inning. Trying to bring that runner home. The season on the line for both teams.
Curveball. Keep throwing it. What do I call that, Court?
Long strike.
Long strike.
Refs count 2-2.
Kelsey Hall had that big hit last night, but then ended up getting thrown out at second base late in the game in the 7th. And talked to her briefly after the game, and I was like, I mean, the replay review, there just wasn't enough evidence. She wanted to know. Was my hand in there? I'm like, not enough to overturn it.
This one gets past Fuentes. Runner coming home. Safe. Arizona State scores first. A Sun Devil team that is 24-3 when they score first.
I don't know why they cut this off, Courtney. Hall not fooled by the change, a little bit extra wiggle on the lower half, but stays with it. It gets by the left side quick. But the extra cutoff, if you let it go, it has more giddy up to get there. I think the cutoff hurt them.
It's an RBI single for Kelsey Hall.
It's a go bad, yeah. Solid angle, but clearly hearing something. I think if you let that go, it's going to use the ground to help give you that extra hop and give you a better chance than cutting it off in that moment. But she must have heard cut from her teammates.
Arizona State taking the lead here on the RBI single from Kelsey Hall. AJ Murphy was actually in this ballpark this time last year, but had a different uniform on. He's playing for San Diego State. Home run against Grand Canyon. My department has been so pleased with what she's brought. Just stable veteran leadership, consistent on defense, and been a really actually a calm presence for the pitching staff.
Well, anything that's going to calm the demeanor of the pitchers, it's definitely a good thing. A little crazy every now and again.
No. In the best way.
In the best way.
Yeah.
But you have to be to pitch.
Yeah.
Every pitcher is a little unique in their own way. It's kind of fun to always get to know them and just see what makes them tick and why they are crazy.
Well, Johnson's about to throw the seventh pitch to AJ Murphy. Just past the diving Santos. Runner sliding into third. Hall at third, and then Murphy at second.
This was a really good job by AJ Murphy. Santos was pinched more up the line towards second. That opens up that gap. If she isn't pinched towards second, I mean, this is an easy 4-3. But instead, a couple more Sun Devils in scoring position here.
So now the infield huddling up for UC Santa Barbara. Don't miss a minute of the action from the NCAA softball regionals. We'll take you to the best live action on 7 Innings Live on the ESPN app. You can see every game and every big moment on the road to the Women's College World Series on the ESPN networks. Just a little update for you. Southeastern Louisiana is still leading LSU 5-4. That's an elimination game.
That's an elimination game in that regional.
We've got some regional finals set. Ohio State will take on Tennessee. Mercer and Florida will battle tomorrow. Virginia Tech and Alabama tomorrow. Omaha and Oklahoma. Just so you know. Just keeping you updated.
I mean, it was tough for Cal, but I thought that they would have made it to the regional final, but Omaha showed them.
Big opportunity here for Aiden Allen. Arizona State, having lost a one-run ball game last night, you know if they can put extra runs up on the board today, they want to do that. Malaya Johnson making that difficult.
And the more runs that you're able to put up means there's potentially a chance that you could bring in someone else and give Kenzie Brown a second or two. May need her if they were to win in the next. If they win this game, you may need her again the next one, right? So it's like trying to be able to get some pictures, some experience, and some moments, but it's the hard fine line between our backs are up against the wall, and we know if we lose, then we're done, right? So you're kind of towing the line.
No, we're just trying to win this game. Deep center, caught, runner tags up, and coming home is Kelsey Hall. 2-0 Arizona State. Little gritty action for Allen.
Making sure it's an easy take up.
Naga Lewis at the bottom of this lineup struck out last time against Malaya Johnson. AJ Murphy still at second base.
And she hit some of the furthest foul balls.
Oh, no kidding.
Last night, way into the night. One of them was close to actually being out.
It wasn't as far, but it was as high.
We have sunshine. Feels weird saying that in LA regional, but it was raining earlier.
Yeah, it's been cloudy until this moment. Mejia. And Arizona State takes the lead in the... Can we read between the lines there? Take that in, soak it in, think about that. She struck out 5. Giselle Mejia leads off. This is Mejia. First strikeout of the day for Kenzie Brown back in the first inning. Sam Barber's got to make an adjustment pretty quickly here. We're at the bottom of the 4th inning. They're down 2. Yet to get a hit today.
And even if it means trying to kind of whip out the bunt, try to catch the defense off guard.
Foul. Man, that would have been a heck of a grab. Tanya Wendell just gave it everything she had. Couldn't get it into her glove. Slow off the bat back at Kinsey Brown. What do you think it is about Kinsey Brown that makes her, what's the toughest thing that she brings to the circle?
I would say probably the toughest thing is just how she can change speeds on command, and when she's on point with that, it just makes everything that much harder to try to hit. I mean, she does throw at high velocity. We were talking to Kelly Inouye Perez, and she was talking about the radar gun, and she was pumping it at 70, 71 miles an hour. So when she can change speeds and go to 58, it makes it tough. But the thing is, as a hitter, you can't step into the box to try to have the mentality to have these big swings. You know, yesterday, Stacey Newman-Denise had mentioned, like, kind of the choke and poke mentality for San Diego State, where they're just trying to, like, really get to contact. Because she can eat you up pretty quickly, and you can second-guess yourself. And that's when you know that she's cruising. When I watched her face Oklahoma State, they did not know what they were trying to swing at. And then after San Diego State scored in the first inning, they looked confused the rest of the game, really, until it was those back-to-back home runs where the energy seemed to shift back in their way. It was interesting, too, because that inning, the pitching coach came out and had a discussion with Kinsey Brown, and we hadn't seen him out there the whole game, right? It was just the last inning. He comes out, and all of a sudden that happens, right? It just, she was cruising.
Yeah, 13 strikeouts. Yeah. You see how much of a load that she's carried, her record, her ERA compared to the rest of the team. And this is all through, being a little banged up.
For sure. At times having a tougher task going back-to-back days, but I think at this point, you have nothing to lose. You don't win this for both these teams, your season is over. So you got to kind of grind through that part on either side. Johnson is just go. But on the flip side for Kinsey Brown, continuing to push through.
Well, Taya Banks will walk for the second time. She's been the only Gaucho to reach today, both via the free pass. So, can Santa Barbara take advantage of this? Alicia Acosta will try to do that. Just one away and one on. One of those 7 seniors that have meant so much for the Santa Barbara team. They wanted to get back to the tournament for the first time since 2007, so the senior class would have that experience playing here, see what they could do. Try to get their first ever NCAA tournament win.
Swans out there just cracking jokes. Saw some smiles.
Throw a dad joke in.
Yeah, whatever it takes. Or not your mama. I mean, a lot of things.
Lots of things. We'll never know. Through the 5-6 hole. Alicia Acosta, the first hit for the Gauchos today. 2 on.
A really good job by Acosta, just turning on a pitch on her hands, hits it right through the 5-6 hole where there's a little bit of an opening. We've seen the middles pinch a little bit towards second base. You could say that about A.J. Murphy, a little bit more towards second base, which just kind of opened up the left side of the infield.
Well, a pinch runner for UC Santa Barbara at first base. It's going to be McKenna Newsom coming in to run. So Newsom at first, Banks is at second. Newsom representing the tying run at first. The go-ahead run is at the plate right now, Alexa Sams. Doesn't have a home run on the season, but does have a hit in 9 of the last 10 games.
good crowds for these away teams. UCSB travels well. They got a lot of people here supporting their athletes.
It's only about a 2-hour drive.
Yeah. That's a strike. You know that, Anna.
Yes.
One thing we just ask for the umpires is just not to be noticed. Behind home plate, what I loved as a pitcher was when I didn't notice if they were there. I knew there was consistency with what was being called, what pitches I was going to be able to get.
Full count.
It's almost like you got a sit change, the Maddie shift, sit change. Probably not, but that's where my head wants to go right now. 3-2.
Coaching to first. 2 down, 2 in scoring position. As Alexis Sands moves the runners.
And a good play by Ho Ching, realizing that Murphy was not near second base, so it's just at this point to get the sure out. Know the runners advance, and that tying run gets to second, but to be able to get an out and go to 2 outs now is key.
Now Bella Fuentes. Tying run is at second.
Pull the string.
Fuentes, it's not going to be deep enough. That is out number 3, and Santa Barbara leaves the tying run on second. Arizona State still leads 2-0.
Got swept by Oklahoma at Oklahoma, so for them to be able to, I think they had 6 home runs in one of the games.
That'll be a foul ball. For Arizona State, Yaya Acuna, the top of the order for the 3rd time in this game against Malaya Johnson. Sun Devils were able to strike for the first time in the 4th inning. Kelsey Hall with an RBI, Allen with an RBI. This one stays in the infield. Taya Banks underneath it.
Prior to this postseason kicking off about upsets, I definitely would have thrown maybe 3 to 4 where it would happen, but just kind of goes to show the parity across the board and some of these regionals and how tough they really are. I mean, LSU and Southeastern Louisiana in a dogfight right now in an elimination game, 6-6 in the top of the 6th inning. It would always be like strange to host a regional and then not be the one playing in it, and some other team is playing on your field on Sunday. That just wouldn't sit well with me. Winners win, they say. You're wondering?
Wise words.
A whole bunch of them. So.
Yeah. Let it rip. Tiara Ho-Ching is at the plate right now. Big 12 team selection. So she played every sport growing up. Top two were gymnastics and softball. And things just got too chaotic. She had to pick one and decided that she wanted to play softball because her sister also wanted to play, so they could play together.
So gymnastics is going to take up a lot of time.
It does.
It does.
I mean, softball takes up a lot of time.
Not nearly as much as gymnastics.
You do a lot of gymnastics?
No, but one of my good friends, her daughter, is homeschooled, and she's probably at gymnastics close to 5 or 6 hours a day, and she is 9. Yeah, I didn't do that at 9. It's a lot of time.
I would like to see you try balance beam.
I mean, I could probably outbalance you, I think.
Probably. Hit hard to Santos, who bobbles it, and Ho-Ching is going to reach.
Gosh.
That's a couple of errors.
Yeah, but this is a hot shot, and it just hops up on Santos. I'm glad she's okay. It's a good piece, but it just hops up on her. I love that she tries to stick. She went directly towards her pitcher and said, I'm good, because people were checking to make sure she was okay. It is going to be an E4. But it seemed like it took a little bit of a nasty hop.
Fair ball. That's interesting because I thought that this had bounced foul.
Yeah, I think that this, I would replay review this if I was Coach Evans' angle. Yeah. And you had the home plate umpire calling fair ball. You had Mike Bartling down the line. You had two that were on it, and smashing here for the Sun Devils. I thought it was at least worth the challenge by.
I couldn't tell if it hopped in dirt or if it hit the bag. Obviously, that's fair.
Yes. I thought it looked like it hopped. It stayed in foul territory and hopped to the right of the bag.
I did
from
too.
up here. They had two eyes on it.
Santos just being tested. Run comes across. If they do get the batter runner going first. So 3-0 Arizona State. A visit up to the circle. Amy Hayes is the pitching coach for UC Santa Barbara.
Just to go and connect a little bit with Malaya Johnson and check in. And you know darn well she wants to stay out there, doesn't want to exit this ball game.
Elimination game here. Arizona State up now 3-0 in the top of the 5th. UC Santa Barbara never won an NCAA tournament game. So they'll leave her out there. Mahia is at third. Samantha Swan at the plate, 2 down.
One thing that I love about Johnson in the circle, she stays steady. You can't tell anything's going on. Body language good. Almost has that poker face a little bit. stood there and wore it. He just didn't even attempt to move out of the way. It's like, oh, shucks, now they got to take the ball from me. I wore it and I can't keep it. Here he comes.
Let's try the other side of the field. Got it. Sun Devils bring across one more run. They lead it 3-0 headed to the bottom of the 5th inning.
Baby Teeks making the trip. Oh, sweet tea. Let's go.
These two programs trying to make sure they extend their season at least by a few more hours. One of these teams is going to have to win this game and then another game tonight to make it to Sunday, where they'll have to beat UCLA twice in order to advance to Super Regionals. Mackenzie Brown carried a no-hitter into the 4th inning. Arizona State looking for its first tournament win under Megan Bartlett, and for Santa Barbara, they've never won an NCAA tournament game. They'll have to do it in come-from-behind fashion, down 3. Dima I leading off, the freshman catcher. 7-8-9, due up for the Gauchos. It's interesting the parallels that you can see in both of these programs, both in the 3rd year under their head coaches. So got their first real full recruiting classes in, and taking that step, making the NCAA tournament.
And Coach Joe Evans is saying that building that culture and that standard of excellence that she's carried through the 40 years of her coaching career. On the flip side for Megan Bartlett, she said we're building it brick by brick back to where it was. And, you know, athletes could have left and all hit the portal last year. They could have with the year that they had, and they didn't. And they continue to keep building it, and here they are. And those are the things that stand out to me in the softball world right now. With it's so easy to just peace out, right? Like when you have that loyalty, you are just, you radiate it as a coach because you know that they have your back, and that has to feel good, and it has to go 2 ways.
Dima fouls off the full count pitch.
Duke, Coastal Carolina right now.
How's it going?
88, bottom 7. One swing away from Coastal Carolina eliminating Duke. Isn't that crazy when you think about when your season's on the line? And it's what makes the postseason so intense. It's just one out that they need to keep it this way, or you give up that hit as a pitcher and then it's game over. And those are the things you remember.
Here, Kenzie Brown, 6 strikeouts on the evening.
Just painting corners for 6 strikeouts. So pretty. You can just tell catching Dima I off guard, maybe questioning herself a little bit.
Brings us to Ainsley with that. Well, struck out in the 3rd inning. This is her 2nd time facing Kenzie Brown. why you wear the helmet in the cage.
You could have played softball and picked position. What would have been your position of choice?
Ooh. Catcher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Come on, you're a
TV
TV
right
thing.
there.
Oh, shit. Think of something else.
What would you pick?
Well, for you? No.
Coaching. Retired. She would know. I think it sounds really cool to just be in it. Just, you and your pitcher battling.
Well, and I mean, Sam Swan, Arizona State catcher, she's not really big. You don't need to be big as a catcher. I'm just saying, like, you tend to see it when I think of catchers. I think of mine for Team Canada. And
oh, we're going to have a pitching change here. So new pitcher entering the circle for Arizona State, Kinsey Brown, after striking out 6, will be relieved. NCAA Softball Regionals presented by Capital One. In Los Angeles Regional, this elimination game between Arizona State and Santa Barbara. Sun Devils have the lead, and they just made a pitching change. Amika Lupi will step in and relieve Kinsey Brown, who struck out 6 tonight.
And bringing in Lupi here. I mean, 112 innings pitched on the year. She's definitely got some games under her belt, and she's going to be needed in order to try to close out this game. And if they want to go far, you cannot just rely on Kinsey Brown. So I like this move.
So Lupi steps in, sophomore, made 17 appearances last season. This year, 35 appearances. Actually leads the team in appearances and games started. And last time we saw her was last weekend against Texas Tech. Through a couple of innings. She starts with the 9-hitter, Erin Mendoza. Coming in ready to go.
And Swan behind the plate. See the red tape. I've seen this a lot. It actually started with Oklahoma. We saw them have the different color tape, and at times different colors represents.
AJ Murphy diving gives Erin Mendoza time to reach.
Mendoza just hitting it right up the middle. I see AJ Murphy just playing a little bit to the left and good barrel control. But sometimes the tape is just kind of a visual for the pitcher to be able to lock in, to see that.
It's interesting to see all the different mind games, I guess. Whatever works.
So many. I wasn't just plain old Jane. Just wait to catch her back there. Let's go. I don't need too much. Watch a little video of the pitching coach, talk the plan. But everyone's different with what they need and what makes them tick when they're out there. I do feel like hitting has gotten a lot more love when it comes to all the different things and data and devices and pitching machines.
Meanwhile, the pitchers have some tape.
It's a picture. I mean, this is what we're working with. But I'm a big visual person when it comes to pitching. I know we heard Jordan Morey talk about kind of that soft focus, right? Like just those little things, like being able to kind of focus or visualize on things, to be able to lock you in, keep you present, take you to the next pitch. Everything is about getting to the next pitch, not worrying about what you just did or what just happened. Changing speeds.
Jazzy Santos just in front of Mejia's glove. Puts Mendoza at third and Santos at first.
And a good job by Jazzy Santos keeping the momentum going. It drops right in front of Mejia. I like the layout. She attempted it. Doesn't get by her. This is what it's all about, right? That ball gets by her. It is not good. She keeps it in front. If you're Amica Lupi, you have to have the mentality that there's two down. And then on the flip side, for the Gauchos, you need to go now.
The tying run is at the plate, and that is Giselle Mejia, who doesn't have a hit today, but is their hits leader, their doubles leader, their leader in average coming into this game. Only home run this season was against Cal State Bakersfield. She's behind 0-2 to Lupi. To center. One run scores, runners still on the corners. So now the go-ahead run will come to the plate.
Well, this was interesting because there was a huge gap in center field. No one was there because of the shift, and this ball is right back over the heart of the plate, and she just hits it right back up the middle. You see how there's just split, which gets a little bit more time. Gauchos, things in motion here.
And Lucy Mogan is going to run at first base. Dare we say they're getting spicy here? And it's Taya Banks who has walked twice today. Walked 2 times on 8 pitches. runs on the season, the last one coming on April 19th against Hawaii. She is the go-ahead run at the plate.
Incredible. Taya Banks, fire me up. Listen to some meatballs right over the heart of the plate. I don't know how this hits the warning track. I'm not sure. I feel like they need to take a better angle in the outfield. How clutch. All 2 outs. This is money. They're going to have to bring Kenzie Brown back into this ballgame. That winning run for the Gauchos on second base.
I mean, she took care of the first 2 batters in this inning, then they made the pitching change, and now we're tied.
That's where you tip your cap to that offense for continuing to keep fighting and fighting and fighting, and that's really what it's about. And they saw the chance of taking Kenzie Brown out, and they wanted to make Luby pay.
Not sure.
And I'm wondering if she's frustrated about no warm-up pitches.
Right, because she was just relieved in this inning and then coming back in.
I like it. You gotta fight for the right things.
Wow, the Gauchos have now tied this game. They've never won an NCAA tournament game. Their season on the line, both teams' seasons on the line.
And action in the crowd, you can just hear the Gaucho fans going like crazy, supporting this team.
Alicia Acosta now, the go-ahead run at second base. Acosta singled in the 4th, struck out in the 1st. Remember, this is a Santa Barbara team that won 6 straight elimination games to win their conference tournament. They are a gritty, resilient group. Never out of it.
It's close. You gonna get that one? I would have if it came near you, but Jeff can fend for himself in the corner. Yeah, he's safe over there.
2 balls and a strike to Acosta.
These pitches, besides the foul ball, the 3 balls haven't even been close, Courtney. And I don't know if that's just from sitting on the bench and then not getting any warm-up pitches to having to come right out.
She faced 2 and then was relieved for the next 4 batters and now back in here in the 5th after Santa Barbara's tied it. And she'll walk Acosta.
When coming into a pressure-filled situation, I think that's really the thing too, where you're like, all right, we're in our first regional, and now it's the elimination game. I get relieved, and then I come back in. That winning run is on second base. There's just all of these things. Not getting warm-up pitches. And it's being able to bring it back to the basics of like, hey, I just need to execute the pitch. But man, the pressure sometimes just feels thick. Switching catchers here. We're going back to the blue.
Stamps. Oh, caught just short of the warning track by Mejia. But we have a tie game. Let's go.
Stepping up big. Wow. Oh, with 2 outs. Are you kidding me? Gauchos tied this baby up.
High ball game. Arizona State was up 3-0, and now we move to the top of the 6th. Malaya Johnson back in the circle in a tied elimination game.
We had a no-hitter there for a while.
Yeah.
Say that.
Into the 4th.
No-hitter going into the 4th. Come back in that 5th inning and just put up 3 in the bottom half. All with 2 outs. I think that to me is what I love. Just the momentum and the energy. I know we talked about it earlier, but the winner of this game, being able to carry that kind of good juju going into the next game.
Yeah, which will be later tonight. Kelsey Hall leading off for Arizona State. Sun Devils split 2 in the 4th, 1 in the 5th, but then gave up 3 in the bottom of the 5th after a pitching change. Had to re-enter Kinsey Brown in the same inning.
Well, like I said, their Loopy's needed. Kinsey Brown cannot do it by herself, so it was like trying to get her an inning to go out there and feel kind of what this regional is with 2 down, not able to get out of it. That to me is a little bit concerning. LSU out.
Wow. Wow. Southeastern Louisiana.
Beat him twice.
Full count to Kelsey Hall. Fuentes. What do you feel like Arizona State is at right now at the plate after just giving up the 3-run lead?
Well, I feel like you have to find a way to respond, right? But like I said, Johnson has given up some runs late. She gave up 2 in the 4th and 1 in the 5th. I feel like it's just being able to kind of capitalize on just kind of a pitch that's down in the zone. You're seeing them sometimes be a little bit confused by the change. She's continuing to go with the curveball, which is such a good pitch that sets everything else up. She's going in on the hands, hitting good spots. Honestly, Corey, that's what it comes down to. Like, Loopy came in, and the big hits were right down the heart of the plate. It's just not going to cut it, right? You miss big, you pay big, and that's what happened in that inning. But I feel like Johnson's been spinning it really well.
Murphy, who played in the regional last year here for San Diego State. Up the middle she goes.
That's a good count to attack in. 2-1, gets a pitch she can drive, takes it right back up the middle.
She's reached every time she's been at the plate today. So they'll run for her at first base. Grace Mulder will come in to run. So that's the go-ahead run now for Arizona State at first. Aiden Allen comes up for the third time against Malaya Johnson. And a sac fly in fourth. Pitcher of the year. So working this whole game for Santa Barbara. Nothing new for her. Pitched over 200 innings on the season. Hard hit ball right past the first baseman. Muller speeding around to third, diving in safely. Go ahead run at third base now for the Sun Devils.
That's a good piece of hitting by Aiden Allen. Gets by the first baseman, just continuing a little bit of the momentum from the AB of A.J. Murphy. Muller getting over there to third. Kind of feels like a must punch back if you're Arizona State. You got punch back to back to back. 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th.
There'll be a pinch hitter and a pinch runner. Nadia Kano coming out to pinch run, and then to pinch hit will be Lillian Holje. She leads Arizona State with 22 pinch hit at bats. She's had 3 home runs in a pinch hitter role. Runs on the season for Holje. San Diego State is waiting for the winner of this ball game to play another elimination game tonight. UCLA beat the Aztecs earlier today. Santos underneath it. Runners hold. 2 down. Joe Evans coming off the circle.
Definitely a reminder of 2 down, gives a little extra confidence in the circle. She's just continuing to grit it out there. Still thinking about that Louisiana going down.
It's crazy. Does that mean we could possibly have a Jordy Ball Tennessee matchup, right? If Nebraska were to come out there
and Tennessee wins it, and interesting. I like a Big Ten SEC. I like it better than an SEC.
Yeah.
From Tennessee, I don't love it, but
well, let's show you how we got here, because this game, especially late, back and forth. 4th inning, Arizona State was able to bring home 2 runs. Kelsey Hall with an RBI and then Aiden Allen with an RBI.
They got on the board first, and I think that's really is what it's all about. But trying to find a way to continue to scrape some more runs here for Arizona State. And then it was all the Gauchos. I mean, they put up a 3 spot. Some stuff was hitting the wall, Courtney, that I don't think should. I think the outfield at times wasn't playing balls the right way, and we're able to move some extra bases because of that. But that's besides the point. 3-3 ball game, and they found a way with 2 outs to continue to keep pushing and pushing, and that is what the postseason is about.
Top of the order here, Yaya Acuna. Malaya Johnson continues to work in the circle for the Gauchos. On second in time. We stay tied heading to the bottom of the inning. One of their seasons is about to end. Bottom of the 6th inning. Santa Barbara was able to tie the game in the last inning. Really interesting. Kinsey Brown started the 5th inning. Took care of the first 2 batters. They made a pitching change. And that's when Santa Barbara took the lead. They had to put Kinsey Brown back in to get out of the inning.
Well, it just seems fitting with Bella Fuentes being the one to lead off the inning right now, getting the chance to sit down and talk with her. Just super sweet young lady, passionate about this game. Her mom played college ball. Mom throws BP when she's home. Just kind of seems like a perfect storm. Kinsey Brown not even close here for it.
3 pitches, all 3 balls. That's the first strike that Bella Fuentes has seen.
You can see her teammates keep running up to her. We saw Allen run over and say, "Hey, we got you."
And Fuentes leads off with a walk. Kinsey Brown, 5 strikeouts through the first 10 batters. Just 1 in the last 10. We'll have a runner for Santa Barbara, Kaylin Garcia.
It's kind of one of those late in the game court where, all right, do we kind of go back to the basics of the game and the ABCs of trying to find a way to sacrifice? I know Dima I, the big clutch ribby against UCLA yesterday.
She's starting out twice today, though. Showing bunt. She did go. That's a strike. Works ahead 0-2.
Classic Kinsey Brown play, climbing ladder, gets to a quick 0-2.
She's gotten Dima 3 times.
Couple backwards Ks, and then she goes swinging on this last one. She knows it. Listen, it looks like it's super sweet right down the dish. Jumping right above the bat. You saw a little smile as she walked away.
Go-ahead run still on first, and Ainsley Waddell takes the first pitch that she sees pulls a foul.
Job by Swan behind the plate. Garcia, pinch runner at first. Obviously has some speed. She keeps it in front. Just under it.
Tiare Ho-Ching comes in to call it. 2 down. Go-ahead run still at first for Santa Barbara, who's not led in this ball game. Aaron Mendoza in the 9th spot. Signal run scoring the 5th. Foul ball.
I love the crowd.
Yeah. The crowd's definitely made the drive 2 hours from Santa Barbara. And Aaron Mendoza, one of those seniors, trying to make a little history in her final campaign. In this inning, retired the next 2 batters, trying to settle back in after she was lifted and then brought back in the 5th. Hopper A.J. Murphy. And Santa Barbara leaves the go-ahead run on. To the 7th inning, can the Sun Devils retake the lead? They'll grab the bats next. Stake here. Of course, both seasons on the line, but for Arizona State to be their first tournament win under Megan Bartlett, and for Santa Barbara to be their first tournament win all time. Arizona State had a 3-0 lead. They lost it in the 5th inning. And now 2, 3, and 4 will be up against Malaya Johnson, who so far has gone the distance in this game. Sends in a first pitch strike, and there's energy on the Santa Barbara crowd side. Tiare Ho-Ching has reached every time she's been at the plate. What's the talk right now for Arizona State?
Find a way to score. Like, they have to send a message. Like, they have to have Kenzie Brown's back. She's exited the game, then come back in, lead off walk. She grinds to continue to get out of the inning. Offensively, that would be the message, and that's really what it takes. This is an 0-2 pitch, just walks it right back up the middle. And they have to manufacture a run. I know that sounds, I don't even know, basic, but like, have her back. Yeah. Make a point. Like, get mad. Because if I'm in the circle and they get back in this ball game, I want y'all to have my back and like absolutely punch back. And I felt like they haven't been able to. So top of the 7th, getting the lead off on seems pretty big.
This is Ashley Mejia. As Tiare Ho-Ching, she's got her second single of the day. She's ruled 4 times. Fielder's choice and an error have also gotten her on. Johnson ahead 0-2.
Going right back with that screwball. That swing with Mejia, and they took about half the ball off the plate.
Mejia stays in the grass. Mogan grabs it. Ho-Ching back to first. Yeah, I thought she might have had something there.
That's a good piece, too. That's good barrel on it. You can tell a little bit frustrated, but I thought for a second, too.
One way for Tanya Wendell. Ho-Ching going. Got her, but Taya Banks is down right now for Santa Barbara.
Solid lead off. She comes across, and the oven mitt gets her. It's that sliding glove, which actually has a little bit of like a hard protection in it to be able to kind of protect your hand sliding into the base, and that makes contact with her face. That has to be uncomfortable for sure.
Tell you what though, she held onto that ball. She was still in her glove as the trigger came out. A little bit of a smile on her face, so that's a good sign. And her teammates right there. Yep, she still has the ball. Just gave it back to Malaya.
Well, you don't realize too how hard that mitt really is. Like it has like a hard covering, almost kind of similar to an Evo shield to be able to protect your hands. So when you slide in, can't get stepped on. You're not going to squish your fingers sliding into the base. So taking that to the face kind of unexpected when you're worrying about the runner coming in. Where's the ball? There's a lot of moving pieces, and she held on to the ball and had to take one, but took it like a champ.
Made the play, so the go-ahead run no longer on for Tanya Wendell at the plate. And a hitter. So a hit by pitch puts Wendell aboard. She's now the go-ahead run. Two now to runner on for Samantha Swan.
Those 2 homers for Sam Swan came in that Big 12 game against Oklahoma State off Ruby Malin.
Malaya Johnson, by the way, a new season high for her. Her previous season high was 118 pitches, and now she's at 120. In foul territory, chance to grab it at the wall, bouncing off of it is Mogan!
listen, it's about energy, and the Gauchos got some.
So they are reviewing this play. Arizona State wants them to take a look at the catch at the wall to make sure that Mogan all glove and didn't use the wall to keep that ball in her glove. I think she's good.
I think it looks like she's able to keep it intact with her body.
Yep, and the out stance call is upheld. So now how about the Gauchos? A chance to walk off and win their first tournament game.
Warning.
They trailed 3-0 in the 5th inning.
And they have the momentum. You hear it in the crowd. You see it in their at-bats. You see it on defense.
How's Kenzie Brown looks?
She could have able to get him out of it. That really is what it's come down to.
Yeah, let's take it back to show you how UC Santa Barbara got here. It was in that 5th inning. Mika Lupi came in relief of Kenzie Brown, and all of a sudden the Gauchos, I mean, they read her so well.
They did, and that really is the difference in this game, Courtney. 2-out RBI production under pressure, and they continue to keep finding a way to pass the bat. And on the flip side, it kind of makes you think with Kenzie Brown cruising the way she was and having 2 outs, why not let her finish and close out the inning? I see the other side of it too, knowing that if they want to win this game and continue to try to move on, they're going to need her as well. It can't just be all Kenzie Brown. On the flip side of the Gauchos, you can say that Johnson seemed pretty steady. I mean, you look at their conference tournament, her being able to throw almost every game of that conference tournament but one against Hawaii. But I don't know if Kenzie Brown can throw that much.
About to find out. Top of the order, Santos, Mejia, and Banks with a chance at history. They said that she did go, strike 1. Santos singled in that 5th inning against Mika Lupi. Came around and scored. Santa Barbara program that hasn't been in the tournament since 2007. They changed that this year, winning 6 straight elimination games to win the inaugural Big West tournament and make the NCAA tournament. Santos being patient, up to a 2-2 count now.
That's a good foul off by Santos. Again, a lot of at-bats off of Kenzie Brown. Not to say that it makes it any easier, but it does allow for you to be able to feel more comfortable to foul off that pitch, to foul off the change.
Brown was ahead 0-2.
Working it back. Helps if you're UCSB to start at the top of your lineup again here in the bottom of the 7th. And then on the flip side, listen, Courtney, if you're if you're Kenzie Brown, when it feels hard, that's when you need to be able to pull from, okay, what's all the work we've done as a team and what have I done extra? Like sometimes it feels like you're just defeated or struggling, and it's like, listen, yeah, there's pressure. It's the bottom of the seventh. You're starting off at the top of the lineup again. You come back into a game that you were winning 3-0. Like there's a lot of circumstances I'm sure that she didn't see happening, but you have to just remember the training, the work.
Wow. Jassy Santos, who was behind 0-2, Kenzie Brown just took a walk to lead off the seventh.
I don't like that, and I don't think that that's fair to do. I know the batter's box isn't there, but that's a strike. It's not fair to miss that, especially in the seventh inning, to walk the lead off. And she even assumed that it was strike 3.
Now the winning run at first for Giselle Mejia.
Just seems like a makeup call. Yeah.
High hopper. Throw to first is in time, but the winning run is in scoring position. Taya Banks doing an RBI double in the fifth.
Having a day. Couple walks. That double is key. That energy in the moment. Probably wants to try to get even a little bit when she got hit at second base. Those are the things I think of as an athlete. Like when I'm up, I'm like, all right, well, let's go. Yeah, smacked in the face, and you smack right back.
I'm just gonna be that way. Santa Barbara 2 for 5, runners in scoring position, 3 RBI today.
Ooh, win around at 2.
Thought about it. It looked pretty nice.
Gosh, literally on the edge of my seat.
Monster strikeout for Kenzie Brown.
Especially the backwards K to boot, right? You just look at the lower half movement. No chance of being able to keep her hands back with how much her momentum's moving forward. Just such a calm, cool, and collected pitch right there.
8 strikeouts tonight. Alicia Acosta now. It's up to her with the winning run at second. Pitching coach took a visit out to the circle for Arizona State. 2 down. winning run at second, with Alicia Acosta up, who singled in the 4th, walked in the 5th. One of these teams is going to have to turn around and play another elimination game tonight, just a reminder.
30 minutes. I think you and I are going to be calling it, too.
I believe so.
30 minutes. Back-to-back, very similar pitches, and that's when it's a little bit of danger territory with her being able to pull the string and climb the ladder. Now she needs to battle.
Going down yet.
This is one I would like.
Vomit?
No, not always suggest this, but as a hitter, there will be times when you have someone that can cruise and throw the changeup the way you do. It's almost like you kind of give yourself the green light or potentially guess. And I'm not saying that works for everyone, but there are times the pitcher mindset in me. That's how I would think when I step in the box. Like I would have guessed change and I would have said change.
Huge strikeouts back-to-back for Kenzie Brown.
I mean, you can think it, you can sit it, but you got to be able to hit it, and that just sneaks in. Kenzie Brown, ice in her veins. You wouldn't have it any other way than just an absolute extra inning dogfight.
Malaya Johnson has been in the circle the entire time for the Gauchos. Kelsey Hall to lead it off for the Sun Devils, followed by AJ Murphy and Aiden Allen. And you mentioned it last inning. These Arizona State hitters show Kenzie Brown that you got her back. This is your time. Came out ready.
Curveball quickly jumps ahead of Kelsey Hall, 0-2.
Kelsey Hall, a 60-year player. He's been through 4 knee surgeries, 2 ACLs. It's been really special to see how this team has come together with so much youth, so many injuries last season. First strikeout for Malaya Johnson since the 3rd inning.
It's this curveball, but it's the height of the curveball. Kelsey Hall tries to go down and get it. Statement by Malaya Johnson. Lead-off outs are big outs.
First pitch strike coming in to AJ Murphy. Two singles and fielder's choice have gotten her aboard today. It's a third straight regional for her at UCLA. The first two with San Diego State, and just a player that brings energy all the time. Has been a Swiss Army knife of positions throughout her career. Gets jammed. It's a
foul ball. No one touched it. Hit fair and bounced foul.
Two balls and a strike.
Indecisive swings on that curveball. It tells us they kind of changed the game plan. They had swung at pitches, but that's back-to-back. Kelsey Hall, A.J. Murphy just whiffing at pitches on the outside part of the plate that, and you're not doing anything with that.
Back-to-back hits brings us to Aiden Allen. And Larry Johnson has been ahead of all these batters here in the 8th inning.
Steady Eddie out there.
Banks wants it. 3 up, 3 down. Gauchos will have another chance to walk it off at the bottom of the inning. Going to the bottom of the 8th inning. In the bottom of the 7th inning, Santa Barbara left the winning run at second. That was with the top of the order up. Now they'll have 5, 6, and 7 due up against Kenzie Brown in this elimination game.
A lot of pitches thrown here from both these pitchers. Kenzie Brown, 111.
The winner of this one will get San Diego State, who's had to wait a minute. They played our first game of the day here in the Los Angeles Regional, lost to UCLA, and been waiting to face the winner here. This is Alexa Sams.
And I kind of feel like if you're San Diego State, you're like, hey, stay out there, keep throwing.
I mean, it's both bases thrown out.
Yeah, same. Like, Malay Johnson, keep throwing. Kenzie Brown, let's see how many pitches you guys can throw. Simply because if you're going to face us, I'd rather you have thrown 100-plus pitches for sure. Arizona State tried to make the change to bring in Loopy, who has been their number 2, has over 100 pitches thrown, had 2 outs, just couldn't get out of it. Gauchos made them pay, and that's really what it's about. When you take an ace out of a ball game, you want to capitalize, and that's exactly what they did. Put up a 3 spot, and it's been an absolute battle ever since.
That was in the 5th inning. They were forced to re-enter Kenzie Brown in that inning. And it took her a minute to get settled back in. Kenzie Brown struck out the last 2 batters she faced in the 7th inning. She's got 9. Coming off a night last night where she struck out 13, but gave up back-to-back solo home runs in the 7th to lose the game.
foul off by Alexis Sams on the change. And you get to have 4 at-bats off someone like Kenzie Brown. Sometimes seeing that pitch that many times allows for you to be able to foul it off. Still not easy. It sets you up maybe for something hard.
And Alexis Sams hangs in there. She is on.
And that's the difference between being able to foul off a lot of pitches and make a pitcher work. You want to try to tire her out, and a lot of pitches thrown here for Kenzie Brown. Was able to foul off that changeup and forced her to have to bring something new around the zone. Walks the leadoff.
And now the table is set for Bella Fuentes, who's their RBI and home run leader. She bunts. Moves the runner into scoring position. 1 away.
It just seems fitting with my up, huh?
Yeah.
I don't know. Yesterday, the big RBI to open up the game against UCLA.
Yeah, she struck out 3 times tonight, though. The freshman catcher talking to her before this tournament. I mean, just the biggest smile on her face. Such a bright personality. It's fitting so quickly. And a chance to win it here for the Gauchos.
Couple pitches, just last one not getting close. The changeup before, maybe a little bit down, but teammates constantly running over, talking with her.
Balls and a strike.
It's a good pitch to swing at. On the flip side, if you're Kenzie Brown, you have to remember that you struck Dima I out 3 times, which means advantage goes to you, and you want to buckle down in a situation like this.
Lifted into foul territory. Into the netting. That's a catch. Runner safe at third. So now the winning run at third. As the catch made out of the net, Mejia.
That is a good catch by Mejia. I'm glad she was heads up enough to know to go quickly because there's some speed getting around the bases, going to third.
Winning run 60 feet away. That one hits Ainsley Waddell. Runners on the corners for Aaron Mendoza.
Does not feel good.
Yeah. So now, I mean, you don't have to do anything crazy here if you're Aaron Mendoza. You got the winning run at third.
You want to just find a way to poke it through. You don't have to hit a home run, just get to contact. Easier said than done.
A single in the 5th, reached on fielder's choice in the 6th. Good stop by Sam Swan. Oh, some frustration from Kenzie Brown. Remember, she's been a little banged up dealing with some residual stuff from that injury that kept her out all of last season.
Didn't see anything on the pitch. Let's take a look back and see if there was something when she landed. Might have been.
She threw that pitch. Throws.
There's a lot going on here. Listen, I know she's battled with stuff with her foot, surgery last year. Pressure is a thing when you look at the situation. Seems like this game feels like the weight of the world. Runners on. There's just so much that goes into it, right? And sometimes that pressure just mounds up, and it gets frustrating, it gets hard, and sometimes that's when pitching seems very lonely. You're just begging for your team to score you a run, and you feel like you're just out there throwing and throwing and throwing. And
so you're just tuning into this game. Kenzie Brown, after that last pitch, called for time to stop, and trainer and her pitching coach came out. You can see the frustration. She threw her face mask and her glove in the dirt. They let her walk it down, back past home plate and back to the circle. A player that missed all of last season with an injury, and just kind of had to manage that day to day, but they knew they would need her in back-to-back days this weekend. She pitched yesterday, struck out 13, and was pitched today that tried to relieve her in the 5th inning, but she had to come back in that inning. That's when Sam Barbara tied it while she was out. So now Erin Mendoza at the plate, winning runs at third.
And on the flip side, to look at it from the Gauchos' perspective, if I see that, if I see someone throwing their glove and their mask down, like, I see someone that's defeated and I need to pounce, right? And that to me is the mentality you need to bring in. There is 2 outs, but like if I smell blood in the water, I'm going. In that situation, to me as a hitter, I'm going to try to not necessarily make you pay, but I'm going to continue to make you feel uncomfortable and feel the pressure on top of probably her foot hurting her a little bit. There's a lot going on in this game. Pressure is a privilege. You got to remember the work that goes in, but it is such a mental battle upstairs for pitchers to keep going one at a time. Not easy.
Mendoza right now, one of the 7 seniors for Santa Barbara, battling against Kenzie Brown. Alexis Sams is at third. She reached on a walk. Wardell is at first. She was hit by a pitch. Full count.
What an at-bat right here. Jeez. Gotta go with the bread and butter here. I gotta go with the change.
This will be the 8th pitch to Aaron Mendoza.
Trust your defense. And that's good. That's all that you can do as a hitter. And at times those are pitches that this team is taking, and now they're being able to foul it off, and you're making Mackenzie Brown work with one more pitch.
And another. Pitch of this at bat with the winning run at third. The Gauchos have never won an NCAA tournament game. Back over Mackenzie Brown's head. Full time. A.J. Murphy saving it for Arizona State. We play on!
Arizona State, the time is now. Bang, bang, use the defensive play. Let's go.
Santa Barbara just had the winning run at third. A.J. Murphy.
Oh, that was close.
Ooh, that is close.
Well, I thought, why not throw a challenge into the mix? With how close this game is,
She got her.
Mike Bartling, I think, makes the right call, but why not? Why not try? We lived to play on.
We absolutely do. To the 9th inning. 9-3. Santa Barbara tied the game in the 5th. They've had the winning run in scoring position in the 7th and the 8th, but couldn't bring it around. And now 9-1-2 due up for Arizona State. Yeah, Malia Johnson, just thrived in the 8th inning. Struck out the first 2.
Well, that's the thing. If you're Arizona State, you can't steer away from what your plan is and do these big kind of indecisive swings. And that's what you were seeing on those right-handed hitters, just that curveball. And one of them was in the other batter's box. And A.J. Murphy, it's not going to work.
Ronnie Lewis, Jack Santos in second. Top of the order, Yaya Cunha. Winner of this game gets San Diego State later tonight. In the elimination game, Fuentes. Oh, it was dropped. Fuentes would have got it there in time. It is a hit for Yaya Cunha.
It's a good grab by Fuentes. Acosta just not able to glove it up on the pole.
And so the go-ahead run for Arizona State. On first base right now with Tiara Hochin. If you want somebody up at the plate, it's definitely her. She's reached 4 times tonight. Led off the 7th with a single. A player that the head coach told us they're going to build this program, this defense around her. What she does at second base. Just a freshman.
he's just playing catch. He's got to catch this. This should be a double play. He should be out of it. As my dad would say, who I'm sure is watching, you touch it, you catch it. The old Russ Laurie. Some of them are harder than others, but I'm saying, like with that one, the pick may be tough, but that was a pretty easy double play.
Go ahead run. Still at first for Ashley Mejia. And Acosta grabs that one. Will this be the time? Bottom of the ninth. Santa Barbara coming up. Well, Kenzie Brown, really interesting stat here. The previous 2 weeks, 196 pitches thrown. Now, she is the ace, obviously, for Arizona State. For the last 2 days, 246 pitches. And she works her way into the bottom of the ninth here. Was relieved briefly in the fifth. 4 batters. And then had to come back in because that's when Arizona State relinquished the lead. Santa Barbara has had the winning run in scoring position in the 7th and 8th innings. In the 8th inning, the winning run was in 3rd.
And this is where you have to tap into something different. It's hard. 136 pitches. We're in the bottom of the 9th inning. It just seems like a tough task.
Here's the top of the order.
I think about back in 2009 with Washington in the regional, where we were in the regional final on Sunday and played a 7-inning game, and then we ended up losing, and we had to go back and play 15 innings against UMass. And when I say 21 innings in one day is by no means fun, and 15 innings in a row is the most mentally challenging thing that a pitcher can go through. She's not at the 15-inning mark.
She is at career-high pitches.
Career-high pitches, and it's just you have to tap into something different. Your why you put in the work, remembering all of the hard stuff is what continues to keep you going.
Jazzy Santos just lifted it up to Lewis at 3rd.
I also used to remember that it's me versus you, meaning the pitcher in the circle, like I've done more than you have, right? Like that was always kind of that like Michael Jordan mentality for me, knowing that I put in more work than you. You have to have some type of a competitive edge in the moment when it's 140 pitches in, 9 innings in.
Mejia hits it to Allen at first and quickly to retire.
Two quick outs is key, and it's that just keep swimming mentality, hoping that your team's going to be able to step up and have your back and get you a run. Because you choose pitching for a reason. You choose the hard stuff. You choose these moments. You have to love this instead of hating how tired you are or hating that your team's not scoring you runs. You have to just say, get on my back, let's go. I'm going to keep going until you score me a run. Easier said than done, but it also goes to show how great both these pitchers really are throwing. Like keeping these offenses at bay and just battling against each other. That's when it does come down to, I'm going to beat you.
Set the game-tying RBI double in the 5th. Scooting over is coaching. How about 10 innings? Gotta get another scorecard out for me. Mine only goes to 9.
Every single pitch and step up and have your pitchers back because they are grinding.
Tanya Windle, first pitch. Out to Mendoza in center. This one. Great change on that first pitch.
You've seen her do that a lot. She throws in really unpredictable counts, whether it's 0-0 or when she's behind in counts. 2-0, 2-1, 3-1.
Swab over 3 tonight. Johnson ahead of 2.
Well, those are kind of the swings that just give you that extra edge in the circle. All right, you're going to swing at that. Well, now I feel like I got you, right? And you're seeing Arizona State. A couple of those righties swing out of their shoes on that curveball.
To the warning track. Sam's underneath it. Johnson has thrown the second most pitches in her career now at 145.
And still another game.
I was going to say, whoever comes out of this, it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with their pitchers.
Well, I do feel like if the Gauchos get out, Johnson will be in the circle, and I feel like if Arizona State gets out, Loopy will be in the circle. So they're paying the big bucks.
That's right. Kelsey Hall. See Kinsey Brown. Trying to stay warm in the dugouts. Gets a little chilly here at night. Got that jacket on.
Right in the memory banks of Johnson on that curveball, that low pitch away to Kelsey Hall, struck out on it her last at bat. Comes down to where you're able to keep the height of that pitch.
Malaya Johnson wants it. At number 3. Time to scoot over to the bottom of the 10th inning. 4, 5, 6 due up.
It's going to come down to the clutch factor. Who's going to be able to step up and get the big hit? And that really is, when you think of postseason softball, that's what it comes down to. Like, who's going to step up? I do feel like sometimes being the home team in these extra inning games gives you that competitive advantage because you can walk it off.
Yeah. Louisiana Acosta. 4, 5, 6 coming up.
And I only say that because that extra inning game in the regionals that we competed in, the 15 innings, if I'm Kenzie Brown, I know, hey, I have to shut them down now in hopes that my team scores to have to shut them down again. If that makes sense.
Yes. I actually did follow that.
Constantly teaching.
I learn a lot.
I know you do.
Not just softball.
I learned you wanted to be a catcher.
Yeah. What a fun fact.
the types of games for both these pitchers where you look back and you remember just gutting it out in the beast mode mentality and the one pitch at a time. You remember how hard it is, but how rewarding, regardless of what side you come out on, right? Like, this is just an absolute dogfight for both of these pitchers.
Kenzie Brown has double-figure strikeouts for the 13th time this season.
One still spinning that changeup with conviction late in the game.
Lost his hands. Looking for her first hit. It would be a key one if she could get on. Motivation. Sims is aboard via a hit by a pitch.
This does not feel good. Looks like her team tries to fire him up.
Winning run at first for Bella Fuentes.
Goes live, they just put their cell phones up, waiting to kind of see some action, see if she's going to be able to do it.
Pitching the third, stopped well by Sam Swan behind the plate. Runner holds it first.
Also shout out to the catchers too. And just continuing to block balls up, down, for as many pitches thrown. The catchers are doing the same thing behind the plate.
Fuentes takes a big swing. Her mom is a college softball player. Practices with her, throws her BP. She says she told us she thinks about her mom every time she steps in the box. Two. Just enough of it. Kenzie Brown in softball. To Fuentes. Winning run at first. took the Gauchos a while just to get back into the tournament. First time they're here since 2007. Trying to do something else big. Strikeout! Kinsey Brown has 11 strikeouts.
And 161 pitches, and she continues to keep trucking on. Change piece, let's go.
Hands once again. Ball rolls away from Swan. Runner bumps into scoring position. Sams is at second. Advancing on the wild pitch. Winning run at second for Dima I. AJ Murphy dives for it. It's away. Run got home. And history for the Gauchos. Their first NCAA win ever. In dramatic 10-inning fashion.
Joe Evans' dad, 95 years old, watching, probably so proud of his daughter. The emotions of this, gosh, this is hard. Both pitchers just leaving it all out there.